From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a huge day for June 29th, 2022 as Americans prepare for 4th of July weekend. But are they ready for the downward spiral of this economy? Because that's only 30 days thereafter. Yes, this economy is going to tighten up in the next 30 days. But the great news is that there's a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. In today's recording, we go over these incredible checks, over $100,000 a person. Every state, every individual, you go get them. In today's recording, we'll go over the incredible news about those checks and why you got to get those checks, because this economy is going to be a lot tighter in the next 30 days. A downward spiral of this economy is underway, and we'll be looking at the latest indicators that came in from Wall Street today and what it means for the state of this economy in a changing situation. We have the latest updates on student loan debt forgiveness. We have the latest updates for interest rates from the Federal Reserve Governor Messer from Cleveland, announcing that she's likely to do 3/4 of basis point. And then we have a preview of tomorrow's labor number released Thursday morning. Will be 230,000 unemployment claims. Yes, you got to get a membership right now to this channel. Go right in this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP, because you need those stimulus checks. Over $100,000 a person in every U.S. state. They're there now, but they won't be there indefinitely. In today's recording, we go over the latest details on what's going on with this economy. We have breaking news on the retail front today. And also, we have breaking news on the travel and leisure. Not good. What does it mean for you? It means that the economy could be seeing a major shortcoming. The confusion about where this economy in September is apparent, but where it is next year, it's a recession. And it's not time to go to the beach and have a businessman dance. What is he doing? It's not time to go to the beach in a full suit and dance it off. It's time to relax, because you're going to get as much stimulus checks as you can in today's recording. As gasoline prices going higher, CPI is going higher, and the Federal Reserve is going higher. The inflation situation is getting bad by the minute, but you're going to get all those checks in today's recording. It's Afternoons, and it starts right now. And good afternoon. And what is he doing? What is he doing? You know, he doesn't fit in the show. He doesn't fit in the format of the show. It's just, we have beach scenes, we have stimulus, but what is a banker doing in my beach opening? Get out of here. In today's recording, we go over the great news of 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state, over $100,000 per state. You need it. You need to grab it. It's happening right now. Then we'll be going over what's happening with this economy. Going into 4th of July weekend, I'll be here with you all days long, but what's important, all weekend long, but what's important to know is that the clarity between now and September is not there for the American people, and certainly September to January. Most Americans now understand recessions next year, but they don't understand what's happening in less than 90 days away. Boy, you got to become a member. Boy, you got to go into this video and join and become a member and get that incredible newsletter, those incredible worksheets, and those incredible 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. And with that, let's start with the breaking news today in every front. This is June 2022, going into July 2022, and there is a 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, 75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, 150,000 less, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you're on benefits, if you're not on benefits, go get it. If you have children, if you don't have children, go get it. Let's go over these incredible checks. They are over $100,000, number one, in every U.S. state. That's not a catchphrase. That is a reality. Every U.S. state. Number 3, for you to get. Notice the expression, to get. Not for you to check on when it's in your bank account. It's not 2020. It's a new year, and it's a new way to get stimulus. Let's go over the details of it right now. The way you get this money is you listen to this recording, because you have to do something to get the something. You have to learn to earn. People who don't do this and think about the past are going to get left behind. In 2022, we're doing it differently. The way the federal government's doing it differently is very much abounds. And here's what you need to know. We call things items like first stimulus, second stimulus, fourth, but sometimes the numbering system doesn't really line up. Why? Because of the following. First, the first stimulus package, the CARES Act, was a monster package that appeared on broadcast media, local news, every bus stop you saw. Everyone knew what it was. Everyone knew what it had in there. But did you know there was a first and a half? Did you know there was a first and a third stimulus package? Did you know there was a first and three quarters? I'm not making this up. They were. And those were the bigger checks. They were over $100,000 to nearly $400,000. Did you get it? You probably didn't, unless you're one of the earliest viewers of this channel. That was where the big monster money was happening. What about the second stimulus package? Second stimulus package never even happened. It never even happened. But did you know that there was second stimulus? We had to call it something because it wasn't first. It was after the first one. So we called it second stimulus. It was between the first and what became the third, the American Rescue Plan. That was the next major press, broadcasts, local news coverage item. It was a monster item that everyone covered. So let's go over that. First and third were monsters. Between them, there was not much of a monster, but the difference was the checks were. The checks between the first and the third were much more money, and yet they weren't on broadcast media. They weren't covered anywhere. And that is where people really cleaned up. Today, we are after third, and in many eyes, we're before fourth. In my mind, we are in fourth, and these are the biggest checks we've ever seen in a generation. They are over $100,000 every U.S. state, single individual. We're going to go over those incredible checks for you in this recording. These checks are the result of executive action from the President of the United States. And those executive actions mean that these checks are funded by the federal government. They're not funded by the states. So if you don't like your state governor, if you don't like your state legislature, if you don't think they're doing you good things for you, don't worry, because it's not their money. They're not sending you the money. They are the administrators of the money, but the money ultimately comes from the federal government. That's why there's a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. This is federal items I'm covering on this channel. That's the only thing I cover. I only cover the federal government, the federal monies, the Federal Reserve, the U.S. economy. I don't cover states. So this is not state by state. This is the whole United States. The person who sends you the checks will be the state, but they're not writing. It's not their funds, and they have no say into whether you get it or not get it. It's the federal government. That is why this is incredible, great news. Fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. What I need to get you on point with is motivation. Motivation. I need to motivate you, like I did the earliest days of this channel, to inspire you to understand I need to do this right now. I need to get off my duff. I need to do this right now. I need to get this money. And the way you understand it, the way you get that motivation is from my recording, from the information, and from the concern of where this economy is going. This economy is going through a series of three phases I've identified for you. And those phases are the current phase, the next phase, and then the recession. Let's look at those three phases so you understand where they are, and let's go over the agreement or disagreement on what could happen among analysts. I was the only American broadcaster to say we're going to recession next year in 2023. I identify as January. American analysts all agree that there will be a recession next year. They don't all agree upon what month, but they do agree that's happening next year. So that is phase three. That's pretty simple. And we all understand what's going on today. I mean, you can see what's going on today. You just walk outside. So we understand what's going on the current phase, and we understand what's going to happen the third phase. The question mark is the second phase. When you look at that second phase, how soon will it happen? How abrupt will it be? How severe will it be? This is where people don't necessarily agree. And some people simply say, I just don't have enough data. The data is a really big issue. We're going to go over that data right today. The data, if you're a member of this channel, I hope you are. Did you go into this video yet and subscribe and get those incredible newsletters Monday through Friday? Well, the data is some of the subject matters you should take notes on the brand new LATE worksheets. As a member, you get access to the incredible 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. You get access to the live chats. You get access to the incredible LATE worksheets. And the first data point is page 1, the economy. Inflation, recession, labor, and Federal Reserve. Here's the problem, is that there's not a lot of data for the next 2 weeks as much as some analysts would like. I have enough data. I'm happy with the data, but they aren't. Let me go over why. The Federal Reserve is not having that FOMC meeting for raising those interest rates for another few days. And they're likely to do 3/4 of a basis point. So what do we have to rely upon? If you hope you're taking notes on this page 1 of the worksheet, we have to rely upon their interviews. And there was a brand new interview minutes ago. The interview was with the Cleveland president of the Federal Reserve, Loretta Mester, who says she will advocate for a 75 basis point increase at the July FOMC meeting of the Federal Reserve. And then after that, she doesn't know. I haven't seen any kind of numbers on the inflation side that I need to see in order to think that I can go back to a 50 basis point increase. What does this mean? Let me translate this for you. The Federal Reserve is battling inflation. And to battle inflation, the Federal Reserve, the U.S. Federal Reserve, is raising interest rates. They have a lot of choices. They started with quarter. It wasn't strong enough. It didn't do anything. Then they went to half. It didn't do anything. Now they're the 3/4. What are they looking at, and what are they trying to do? They are trying to reduce inflation by raising interest rates from a possible choice of quarter to 3/4 to half to potentially a whole point. Yes. The concept is that if the inflation is high, gauged by the CPI, the Federal Reserve has to raise rates. This is important because if the Federal Reserve continues to raise rates, you are in big trouble. You're in big trouble because this economy will slow down very dramatically. So what do we know with Mester's comments, and what are we looking for as well? I've been saying for a few weeks that the Federal Reserve will do a 3/4 basis point increase at that July FOMC meeting. That's pretty easy. August, they're off. September, folks, we have a long way to that September announcement. So what Mester's basically saying is she wants some inflation data. What does she really want? She wants to see that inflation has peaked and come back down. If you've been this channel all throughout this year, you understand that inflation has still not peaked. It's been going up all year long and has not flattened out yet. And this is how wrong the Federal Reserve has had. LA, you're watching LA right now, you're watching the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. But boy, I've been spot on with my projections. I said that inflation was going to come in at 8% in December 2021 and not come down. Federal Reserve said 2 to 3% and temporary going to come down. They got it really wrong. They raised interest rates quarter. Then it didn't come down. I said it's not coming down. And the May CPI reading for inflation that the Federal Reserve looked at was too high. It came in at 8.5%. Wall Street's looking at 8.3%. So what Mester's saying is I need to see inflation coming down, or my head, Jay Powell, is going to raise those interest rates more severe. What is my projections? If that June CPI for inflation, which is coming out in a few days, is higher than expected, and basically shows inflation has not peaked, I think the Federal Reserve is going to change from 3/4 to 1 basis point. This is breaking news you're hearing for the first time on afternoons. I believe that is likely to happen. Do I think that the inflationary number will go higher? It's a mixed bag. I mean, the gasoline was much higher earlier in the month of June, but in the second half of the month of June, it's come down about 20 cents. So it may be a wash. Price of goods, I think, have flattened. So takeaway is I think that if inflation does come higher, I think the Federal Reserve will go to 1 basis point. If inflation is about where we think it is, which I think at the moment, if I was to guess, I think it's flat. I don't think it's peaked, and I don't think it's come down. Basically, it's flat. It's plateaued. And if that's the case, I think it's purely 3/4. That's why you got to get these big stimulus checks in every U.S. state. The other data point that the Federal Reserve is looking at is what I'm going to show you as well. Engaging how strong this economy is or how quickly it's contracting, you need to look at the latest data. And the latest data today is that the Dow and Nasdaq were relatively unchanged. Oil was down a little bit today, 113. Gasoline at $4.87 a gallon, U.S. domestic unleaded from AAA. That's down about 20 cents in the last 7 days. Now, we're going to 4th of July weekend, expect to go up a little bit, but that's promising. On the stock fronts, not. Here's a brand new comment today from Wells Fargo senior equity analyst Christopher Harvey in a note to investors. We expect significant volatility this summer with face-ripping short covering. Ouch. Oh, that hurt. He's face-ripping? No, he's not face-ripping. Someone's going to be face-ripping. The Matrix? I just see the stimulus matrix. Face-ripping short covering. I don't even know what that means, but no, I do know what that means. It means that people are going to get a little stressed out and they're going to rip their face off. Yeah, I was not reaching to face rip my face off. I was getting an itch out of I was getting an itch out of that. Are you getting an itch out of that? I'm getting an itch out of that. A face ripping short covering. Zombie apocalypse. How are you? Well, much anticipated market washout. Washout. Okay, now we got washout. Could catalyze a more sustained, more higher. We think that the market could sustain a rally until the Fed will toggle. Oh, there we go as well. A 50 to 75 basis point tightening to a more mundane 25% increase with a market slump. Slump, toggle, face ripping, and washout. It sounds like they're describing a new USA Today competition reality TV show. Zombie apocalypse everywhere. Just woke up when I read that quote. What is he saying? I think what he's basically saying, let me translate for you, is that Wall Street is believing that a 50 basis point is normal, 75 basis point increase in July is potential likely, and that 25 is really where they want it to be. They're not getting 25, so I guess get ready for some face ripping. Is that a WWE move? I don't know. Let's go to some stocks today as well. Bed Bath & Beyond is beyond. It's beyond. How beyond? It's down 20%. Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond really took a major hit today. I'll be going over more of that in a second. The travel and leisure, not a lot of leisure and not a lot of celebrations. You're gonna have all those analysts talking about the airports crowded this weekend. Not true. Bookings are down 3%, and here is what Morgan Stanley said about Carnival. It's not a carnival. The cruise line operator slid 8% in the pre-market trading, 7.8%, after Morgan Stanley cut its price targets on the cruise company from $13 to $7. Ouch. That's not Carnival. Sela Cruz is not going to be singing to this one. Cruise lines fell dramatically. Royal Caribbean is not so royal, down 4%, and Norwegian Cruise is taking a cruise, or taking a hike, down 5% as well. McCormick, the spice company, not so spicy, down 7%. Boy, it's just not going well. And then Bill Reddy is ready. I saw this headline. I apologize. I do not know who he is. Bill Reddy is ready. And don't we have an emoji for this? I think we have an emoji for this. The Bill's not ready. No, it's not law yet. Not Bill yet. Yeah, but we don't have an emoji for Bill Reddy. Well, Bill Reddy's a person. Can he deal with all my trolls that ask about the Build Back Better Act? When's the Build Back Better Act ready for a vote? Bill Reddy, you here? Bill Reddy, can you answer the question? Bill Reddy is now head of pin interest. So is that confusing? Yes, he will deal with your pin interest now, Bill Reddy. He's leaving Google, and that is why that stock rose 2.5%. Let's go back to Bed Bath & Beyond. It's beyond. It's beyond. I think you're going to need a scrub brush because you're going to be face ripping this one off as well. Bed Bath & Beyond is down 20% in one day after posting a huge miss and announced the CEO is stepping aside. And then Tesla. What's the story of Tesla? It's either electric cars or layoffs. It's layoffs again. They announced a 10% layoff Memorial Day weekend. Then they announced a few hundred more employees a few days ago, and then a hiring freeze. Now they're closing the Silicon Valley office completely, and they're laying off 200 more workers, and the stock is down another 2%. Walt Disney has something for Mickey Mouse to be goofy about. CEO's Bob Chapek is staying on for 3 more years. The board approved him as well. Bed Bath & Beyond is sort of the notion of where this economy is. Retail sales are not there all across the board. We have Dollar General, Dollar Tree doing well. We have Macy's and Walmart missing the last corporate earnings earlier last month. But its new interim CEO, Sue Gove, says that I step in this role at Bed Bath & Beyond, understand the macroeconomic environment. Basically, she's saying, I understand how bad this economy is. What's important to understand is that we have no other new gauges for inflation, no new numbers for inflation. We have no new numbers for recession yet as well today. But tomorrow we'll have the labor numbers. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Oh no, 9 a.m. What am I saying? 9 a.m. Live on air on Mornings LA. We'll have live on air the new labor numbers for new jobless claims this week. What are we looking at? What's the concern? What is the big question mark? Is it higher? Has it flattened out, or is it lower? My prediction's about the same. The Department of Labor's numbers before the pandemic, the week before the pandemic, was 188,000 new jobless claims. It shot up then to 1 million. After the pandemic, it came back down to about 188. That's where it should be right now. But 3 weeks ago, it came in at 300,000. Ouch. I predicted it to go 330. It did. Went to 329. I predicted another week of 330. It went to 327. This data tomorrow will be a big one. Jump in the live chat right now and write what you believe the number will be. Will it be 330,000 new jobless claims tomorrow? Will it be a little bit less, or will it be a little bit more? I'd like to see your comments across the board in this recording in the live chat. If you're a member, jump in there right now. The President of the United States, meantime, is set to announce student loan debt forgiveness. How much? $10,000 for individuals who have federal loans that are, and their annual income is $150,000 or less. This will be the final chapter in the student loan debt forgiveness, and finally the final chapter in this guy's video as well. Get lost. He's just having a little bit too much fun at the beach. The student loan debt forgiveness ends a saga that has gone on for a very long time. It's in the newsletter. It's also in the worksheets at the final page. That's 7 stimulus. The president already forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled after graduation. People went to work in the nonprofit or public sector after graduation. And then also coming up later in the second half, we will be going over the raise of your benefits from the Social Security Administration. Wow, that is great news. As we go into the big second half, four stimulus checks, plural, are in every U.S. state, over $100,000 a person. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get them. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get them. If you rent, if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're on benefits, if you're not on benefits, if you're single, if you're divorced, if you're dancing on the beach in a full businessman suit, go get them. So long as you're out of my footage, go get them. The focus is for you to be motivated. You need to be motivated. I know it's hard to get motivated when it does not feel like your back is against the wall. And it's always hard for me to motivate people that do not see the severity as the status quo. The status quo right now is not the apocalypse. It's not the zombie apocalypse, but the reality will be that'll be there very shortly. By September, this economy will shrink dramatically. By September, Americans will realize that Congress went on recess in August and had not sent out a check in July. And they'll realize that the weather is changing. It's starting to get cold in just a few more weeks. And they're worried their bills are going to be higher. Everything you need to know is what's coming up. I have money for rent. I have money for mortgage assistance. I have money for the utilities bills, the gas bill, the water bill, and then I have 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. We're going to go over these incredible checks in the big second half. What's important for you to know is that these monies in general come a lot of different ways. And in this case, they came from executive order from the President of the United States. And in the second half of this video, we're going to go over how to get these checks. Step 1 is to go under this video and become a member. Become a member and get this incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that features the information about where this economy is, where it's going, the worksheets, and yes, features in there the 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. As a longtime viewer, Carol says, you do this so well, Ally. You just make it very simple. You make it very simple for them to see where to go, to click and apply. You put it all together in a finite way, and that's why people should become members. Go right in this video. Welcome to all the wonderful new members in the last 24 hours. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power Cow, so you know VIP. Join this channel and get those incredible 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. What I need you to do is be motivated by me. I need to get you motivated. And I'm not a Peloton instructor, but I try to on the side hustle. I need to get you motivated. I need you to understand I'm motivated to go get stimulus, to go get it right now. I need to motivate you. It's sort of like the very first days of this channel. I need you to pick up the phone and call SBA 17,000 times this week to tell them to get your EIDL grant or loan approved. I need you to get this money. I need you to get it right now. Why? Because now works. Later doesn't. The money will be gone later. There'll be competition for the money later. A lot of people will be hurting later. The economy will be a lot worse later. You gotta do it right now. If you've been a member of this channel, you need to be doing this every single waking hour. You need to promise yourself 3 things. 1, watch the videos. 2, learn where the economy is going and where it's heading every day. And 3, spending the rest of your day getting money. I need to motivate you. You eat well, you exercise well, and you spend your time getting money well. And the second half of this video, I will teach you how to get this money. That's why you're here. That's what we do. This is what we cover. This is the Purple Power community. You are part of it. I'll see you back in 60 seconds as Afternoons LA continues.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now for June 29, 2022 from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Hope you're having a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here along the coast. I'll be with you all 4th of July weekend recording around the clock. And hopefully this guy will be gone by then. But I hope you're having a beautiful day. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, I hope you're good. And let's get to that big money. Did you become a member during the commercial break? I hope you did. What are you waiting for? Come on already. Go under the video and hit the join button. Join the channel right now and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP to get those incredible 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. We're going to get those incredible checks starting right now. How are you? Hope you're doing great today. Those 4 stimulus checks are in every U.S. state. Let's recap across the board. First, eligibility. Go get them. Go get them. Single individual, 75,000 less. Go get them. Married couple, 150,000 less. Go get them. If you rent, if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're married, if you're single, if you're divorced, if you're on benefits, if you're not on benefits, go get them. Are you motivated? Come on, we're going to go get them. Let's do it. Number 2, the money is from the federal government. This channel only covers the federal government. This channel does not really cover the states. So do not think the state is the one paying you money with their funds generally. It's generally not that situation. What's at issue is that this is federal law with federal money. So if you hate your governor, you hate your state legislature, you don't like your state, you don't like your neighbors, you don't even like the sofa you're sitting on, then don't worry, because it's not from them. It's from the federal government. Number 3, you gotta go get it. This is where I need to get you really focused. This is 2022. This is 2022. This is not 2020. In 2020, you did something certain ways. This is not then. This is 2022. Do you think the federal government's going to put $100,000 in everyone's bank account for doing nothing? You just wake up and everyone suddenly the next day has $100,000 more. Who wants to be a millionaire? No, the federal government's not going to do that. The federal government will give you the money if you do what they ask you to do. That's what I go over in this recording. It's big money, and you need to do what's required of it to learn to earn. And we go over all those incredible checks right now. We have a lettering system on this channel. It starts with check A, and we go over each of these incredible checks one at a time so you learn what the checks are about, and ultimately you learn about getting the big money. Check A is a $6,500 to $12,000. You heard me right, $12,000 fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Individuals who are on benefits, go get it. If you're a married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. How do you get this incredible $6,500 to $12,000 check? Step one, become a member. Go right in this video, become a member. Hit that membership link and join the channel. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Step two, go under the video and subscribe to this channel. And step three, go into the incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and pounce. Go right down to check A, click the link, and apply. Apply. It sends you into the nationwide website. You choose your state, and then you choose the homeowner's weatherizing grant. But you're not done there yet. No, no, no. You're going to go get check B. It's a $15,000 to $80,000 forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. Average view of this channel is tracking at $66,000 to $80,000. It's called the homeowner's grant check. And yes, if you're on benefits, go get it as well. Step one, become a member. Have you become a member? What are you waiting for? Go right in this video right now. Become a member to get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday that has the latest data on where the economy is, gasoline, corn, wheat, and also gives you the incredible worksheets, gives you all the details about your benefits go up, and also has the link to apply for Check B. At Check B, you click the link, it goes into the nationwide website, then you choose your state, then you pounce, and you are ready to rock and roll. But you're not ready to roll out because you're still not finished. You're going to go get Check C. Check C is perhaps one of the most important checks that'll define the rest of this year for millions of Americans. Why? Let's go over this. We haven't really seen this much on this channel, and I'm going to go over it more in detail right now. Why is Check C so important? And why is it so important to become a member and get Check C right today? There is, number one, there is no eviction moratorium anymore in this country. So if the landlord wants to evict you, they can. That's why you need to get rent assistance, which is Check C. There is no mortgage forbearance anymore. So if the bank wants to foreclose on you, they can. There is no mortgage forbearance anymore. That's why you have to go get Check C. If you cannot pay the gas bill or the heating oil bill, they can now turn off the service. This is not 2020. Now they can turn off the service. That's why you have to go get Check C. See what's happening? Yeah, everything that you thought you could have protection from is no longer there. They have all the ability to come after you now that they didn't in 2020. That's why you have to prepare yourself right away. Am I shaking you in your shoes? I hope I am, because this is the reality check that Americans have yet to have. And that reality check is likely to come very quickly over what I call a financial cliff in September. That's why you have to get these Check Cs. Check Cs are one of the real success stories of this channel. We've gotten over $50 million for Check C since this channel launched, and viewers have really succeeded so well. It was originally purple, then it became third stimulus. Now I call it Check Cs, and the success stories are huge. Let's look at them. Would you like $30,000 of your rent paid? Go get Check C. Look at these success stories. Would you like $15,000 of utilities? Mark's brother-in-law got it. Go get some Check Cs. SNAP, upwards of $25,000 a year over 10 years. Wow, huge. That's what Mark's brother-in-law is getting. Combinations of stimulus items of Check Cs. Niecy's at $23,000. She went to $50,000. Mark was at $32,000. He went to $166,000. And Lorraine, she was about at $50,000. She's at now $150,000. What do you need to know? What you need to know is, let's look at Mark's graphic. Wow. 30,000, 50,000, then went to 100, then 150, then 166, he got Check B. Lorraine, she was at 105, now she's at 150. What those individuals, those viewers heard and learned was get money, continue to get money. Between all of those people, at least 2 of them in the last 48 hours said, I got another couple $100. The people who get the biggest sums of money of this channel continually get sums of money. They just keep on doing it because that's what I tell you to do. You need to dedicate yourself to 3 things. Motivate yourself to 3 things every day. Watch the videos of this channel. Know where this economy is going. And then get money on a regular basis. You gotta do it across the board. How do you do this? Step 1, go into this video, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right now. Step 2, go into this video where it says join the channel. Join the channel to become a member. Step 3, get that newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system. That YouTube alert comes to you at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're not on the West Coast, you need to know what time zone you're on. If you're East Coast, it's 10. But you need to learn that. I mean, I can't teach you everything. It's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then you go right down the membership newsletter. You start applying. Also go to the front of the channel and hit that bell so that all notifications are set to all on. And there you go. Now let's go over some other great news as well. The benefits that you have if you're on SSI, SSDI, railroad, or veterans are definitely going up. But how much so? We're going to wait to see the data that's released for the month of July, August, and September, because that data will tell us how much the CPI-W was in those 3 months. The CPI-W is a subsection of the CPI. And if that data went up from the month of May because gasoline went up, then your benefits will potentially go up even higher than Social Security is predicting based upon only the May number. Social Security's chief actuary, Jay Goss, looked at the May number and said, based upon that May number, I believe your benefits are going up about 8%. But he still needs to get the July, August, and September numbers in first. What are those numbers dependent upon? Gasoline going higher. So if gasoline does go higher, they've undervalued it. Takeaway, 8% is a 200 raise. 9% as I'm predicting is even higher. That would be even more money for you across the board. That's what you do. That's what you do and get these big sums of money. Let's go back to focusing and motivation. Focusing and motivation. It's 2022. It's not 2020. So you need to really focus on the present by hoarding cash, getting as much cash as available, and learning where this economy is. That involves the following. It involves you only focusing on getting money. Sort of like an Easter egg hunt. Money there, I'm going to get it. Money here, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get this money. I'm going to get the money. I need to motivate you. Get the money today. Come on, get the money today. Someone that does the reverse and says, whatever happened to Build Back Better Act? They're not motivated to get the money. They're motivated to talk about another thing that ain't doing anything today. The Build Back Better Act is a piece of legislation that would pay you a lot of money, not $100,000, less than $100,000. But for it to pay you the money, they have to get it ready to a vote and get it out the door. They're leaving in August, middle August. So there's no way in any form that Build Back Better Act would pay you a check before September. It's not going to happen. You need the money before September. That is why I'm here. Now, let's go back to that motivation. There is $100,000 in every U.S. state for you to get right in front of you. That's more than the Build Back Better Act. That money is available today. There is no Build Back Better Act money for you today, and there will be none before September. Why focus on something that's not happening when there's something that is happening? It's like you're married to someone, and then you wake up one morning, you turn to your spouse and say, I wonder what happened to that jerk I used to date. Excuse me? You didn't like that person. Why you think about them? Well, I'm just wondering. You're with Paradise. You're married to me now. Yeah, but I'm wondering what happened to that jerk. Why focus on something that's not happening in your life? Why focus on something that's just not there? I wonder what happened to that banana bread that comes with gold leaf sprinkles on the top. Does that exist? No, it doesn't exist. Well, why are we thinking about something that doesn't exist? It doesn't make sense. So what I need to motivate you is focus on the present, focus on now, Focus on what's happening now. And I need you to adjust. This is 2022. This is how it's done now. This is the reality of how you do it now. This is how you get the money right now. And that people who don't do this are really going to be in big financial problems in a very short period of time. You get this money by becoming a member, going right on this video, subscribing, and pouncing across the board. Now, what's at issue is that there is a bridge of time between now and the next 2 weeks until we get more economic data. Does that concern me? It does not concern me, but it does concern some analysts. Why? They have nothing to go on for whether inflation has come down or gone up in the last 10, 14 days. And that bothers them. They have nothing to tell them if we're closer to recession or further away from recession. That bothers them. They have nothing that gives them more indication of whether the Federal Reserve would raise rates more than what they're doing right now. That bothers them. What's my takeaway of the situation? My takeaway of the situation is we're slowing down very dramatically. And who cares if the data comes in today or comes in 4 weeks from now? The data is basically the same. It looks like this. We're going down. And you don't need to hear data every step as you decline, basically. So as you decline, I don't need to hear inflationary data every single day. I just need to see consistency that are on point of the prior message, which is labor's getting worse. 230,000 new jobless claims tomorrow, 220, 210, 240. That's all the same situation at issue. If it blows it out, goes to 250, or it falls dramatically to 170, then I'll say, oh, wait, something happened. But if it's all in the same universe, I'm not face ripping. I'm not face ripping. When we look at the recession is not embedded in the market risk. So Wall Street analysts are not embedding the risk of recession. Why? Some of them are putting the recession out to late 2023. I'm putting it out to January 2023. They're just not putting any risk more than 6 months out into the market. Federal Reserve, they're going to do 3 quarters. I mean, they're going to do 3 quarters in July. There's so little data before that announcement, but they're going to do 3 quarters. I mean, there was some sort of shocker of data, which I don't see coming out. They would go to 1 basis point. But other than that, I don't think there's too much of a surprise there. What I'm looking for, and what you should be looking for, in addition to those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state, is the corporate announcements. Layoffs, Tesla, another 100 employees today closing the office. Retail sales with Bed Bath & Beyond down 20% today. And the guidance, they're saying we're worried about this, we're worried about that, or the analysts' downgrades. Norwegian Cruises and Royal Caribbean taking a major hit today because of Carnival's downgrade before a 4th of July weekend. I mean, make that very clear. It's before a 4th of July weekend. Delta's announcing as well that if you have to make travel arrangement changes this weekend, they will not charge you a change fee. Remember, in the worksheets, we have this wonderful table. It's for the fourth stimulus page. In there, you take notes on what check you applied for, the date you applied, the amount you were paid for, the periods of payment, and the notes on the individuals you spoke to. These notes are critical. These notes are what make a big difference between you and everyone else. Finally, this is a financial news channel. It's not a cell phone channel. Some people ask a lot of questions about how to use their cell phone. I'm sorry, I'm not that good with cell phones. I'm really not. I'm just not a good cell phone person. I'm great with computers. I'm just not good with cell phones. So if you don't know how to use your iPhone, you don't know how to use your Android, here's the takeaway. Pick up the phone and contact your company, whether it's Verizon or AT&T. Pick it up the phone and ask them, how do I use this? How do I do that? I don't know how to use your phones. And we're not here to answer phone questions. Your cell phone, how does it work? What's important to remember is that when you're using the platform, when you're using YouTube, when you're using the newsletters, when you're using the worksheets, you need to be signed in and stay signed in to YouTube. If you've bought stuff on Amazon, you have to be signed into Amazon and still signed on. For example, if you got this chapstick. Here's the chapstick. It's back on camera. If you found some chapstick you want to buy and you put it in the cart for Amazon, you need to stay signed in on the phone. If you're not signed in, then when you go to buy it, the item's gone. These very simple concepts are very simple concepts on on a computer. But if you use a phone, every phone is different, and a lot of people are having questions on their phones. Stay signed in on the phone, and if you need guidance, reach out to those calls to those representatives. We don't do cell phones on this channel. Coming to this channel, though, what we are doing is a whole new look. In the next 90 days, you're going to see a brand new, big, bold, more beautiful version of this channel, and it's exciting. So stay with me for that excitement. Coming in less than 90 days, potentially in less than 30 days. And with that, join me next on Evenings LA at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We have a big new show tonight, and we have the latest market wrap-up as it happens. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless. Stay informed, stay focused. Did you become a member? Go right in this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.